everyone. I'm Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professional Interview Series. This was founded in 2018. We started doing interviews because we really wanted to feature amazing leaders that had great strength and success in their industry, and were leaders, but also we're doing something really profound in the community or in a way that could touch the world in a bigger way. We want to spread awareness about the causes and really feature these leaders who had taken it to the next step beyond just being good at what they do. They're also a great part of the world. And today I have the honor of interviewing Erin Lewis, the agency owner of Goosehead Insurance and a friend of mine for a very long time. Hello, Erin. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. It's good to be here.
Yes, so I'm excited about this.
Profound professionals.
Yes, profound professionals. And that is, there's so many things that connect to what you do, and we'll get into those later, but you're sort of, the program you put together and the curriculum put together that we'll talk about much later is really building amazing, profound women who are going to be professionals and leaders. So it connects so well. I just love that.
Yeah.
Before we get into all of that, we totally rewound and jumped to the end of the chapter book. Fast forward, not rewind. Tell us where you're from and a little bit about you. Not everyone's heard Erin's story. I was just thinking about that. I'm one of the few, I think, that had the opportunity to hear some of your story. But start with where you're from. Are you from Maryland?
Yeah, so born and raised down in St. Mary's County, and went to college down at St. Mary's College. I've been in Maryland my whole life. So, business started here. My heart's here, giving back to everybody in Maryland, obviously. But I have always had a really broad focus in terms of international impact. And I think it's so funny coming from a teeny tiny small town. I just can remember growing up thinking, like, the world has to be a big place, even if
right.
small little town I'm only familiar with. Like, how do you bust out of where you're from and create all that you know is possible for your life? And it's been fun to see where God has taken that journey.
That's awesome. St. Mary's College, that's really a tight-knit, special college community there. That's a pretty special one. So how did you get from growing up in the community and going to college? Then what was kind of your next adventure after that?
So I've always been in insurance. When I started working at 14 years old, working at a golf course, Breton Bay Golf Course in Leonardtown.
Yeah, where that is.
Awesome. I learned how to work with people, all different types and all different backgrounds, right? So I always say, I highly respect anybody that ever works in that industry, because when you can learn to work with people, you can learn to do anything.
Right.
That's where I got my start, working with people and understanding all the different personality types and just ways people do things. But I realized there was also not necessarily a future beyond, bartending and serving, hamburgers and hot dogs at the snack shack. So when I started college at St. Mary's, I decided to get a big girl job. I didn't really know what that was, but I figured if I went and worked in an office somewhere, it would lead to something else. And so I started working for State Farm agent Phil Reel down in Lexington Park, California area, and had a great 6 years with him. I was able to work part-time all the way through college, getting my my licenses to be able to offer and help with insurance. When I graduated from college, he said, well, what do you want to do, Erin? And I said, well, really what I wanted to do was join the Peace Corps and go to Africa and, save the world, right? Like every bright-eyed, bushy-eyed 21-year-old, and quickly realized that, a 2 to 3 year commitment in that endeavor was not something that I really was going to excel in. And so I figured, well, I'll do what you did, Phil, which at the time was financial services. I was helping people with life insurance, health insurance, investments, banking, that kind of thing. Did that for 2 years, was a top producer, moved into management with State Farm for 2 years, and then opened my agency when I was 25 years old down in California. Had that agency for 10 years, met my husband, fell in love, had a baby, moved north to just outside of Annapolis. We live in Serena Park now. And 2 years ago, walked away from the agency that I had built for 10 years, had created incredible success there, to start over really from scratch, zero, nothing. Went from, making really good money to making nothing all over again. What was I, 36 years old? So it was a huge decision, to take a leap of faith and really go where I thought the insurance industry was going, which is, you know, people wanting choices and options, but still being guided by an expert who understands what insurance is, what's needed, what's important, and not overlooking some of the details and the facts that often I see are overlooked by plenty of people in the industry. So, you know, partnering and opening our Goosehead agency was awesome. You know, it gave us the opportunity to plug into a proven system of success, to be able to utilize really sophisticated technology. They're the fastest growing independent insurance agency in the country. They went public, you know, IPO went public about 6 months after I had initially met with them. And so it's been a little over 18 months. We've almost rebuilt the entire agency that I left that took me 10 years to build, which just is a testament to the profound sophistication of the technology, the ability to get great results. You know, I think one of the things that Goosehead has done, recognized it right away, is that they have really given individuals the ability to do what they do really, really well. Sales and marketing people sell and market. Servicing people farm, nurture, and love our clients. Our quality control analytical people review every application that goes through the door. You know, the marketing people do the marketing piece. You know, so to me, I always knew that was a key to success, right? Find what you love to do it really, really well, become an expert at what you do, and don't try to be a jack of all trades and a master of nothing, but really master something really, really well. And, you know, and everything else takes care of itself. And not only that, but there's an incredible culture, a world-class talent pool. I mean, we only hire 1.5% of the applicants that ever apply to the company, which is pretty amazing. So we've got this really cool, young, vibrant culture that's really reinventing the way insurance is done in an industry that's been around forever. So it's fun to be part of building a really great company that, you know, when I look ahead 10, 15, 20 years from now, I think will be the #1 distributor of insurance in the country. At least we're doing our part to make that happen.
Well, I want to pause and take a shout out. One of our viewers, Deanna, she's quite amazing. She's on the Eastern Shore, and she is a health and wellness coach. And I have to say, one of the things that she does, you're so good at. So I'm sure that Goosehead is cutting edge and leading. And I don't dispute that they have amazing tools and technology suites. But why, in my mind, you went from where you were after it took you 10 years to build the agency before, and now you've been able to reinvent that with a new agency title in 18 months, right? 18 months. Is because you have this personal touch that Deanna also uses with her clients, where she sent me basically a spa package of love and a hug in a box. And I had just met her and started building a relationship with her on a networking group for, you know, social media, you know. So you reach into people's lives like that. When something happens and there's a need for that insurance, you and your family even are the first on the doorstep, you know. So I think it's that kind of care and love that your customers over the 10 years of building experienced is why that they're with you. In addition to, you know, it's nice now. So give us a clear, because my understanding of, and I could be off, of what's different between the insurance place you were before and where you are now, is now you can, in more of a broker format, look at all the different options and really give the best one to them, versus before you were kind of stuck with just the one choice or nothing else. Is that, and can you give us some more of the differences between what you can do now, what you were limited to before?
Yeah, I mean, the big difference in the, you know, the 10,000-foot view of insurance, right, is you can go through the direct channel of purchasing insurance, or you can go through agents. The direct channel is calling Geico on the 800 number, calling USAA on the 800 number, calling Progressive on the 800 number, right? Which plenty of people love, the ability to get online and get on the phone 24/7 and be able to do that. Not have to talk to a person, make their own choices and decisions. They've already researched what they want, understand it, and that's the route that they go. And then there is the old and historical way of buying insurance, which is through an agent, right? And not that it's old or historical, but some people still love that personal touch, and they want to be guided through the process, and they don't care to be an expert in insurance. I mean, why would you? I don't want to learn how to fly planes. I leave that up to the pilot, right? So, you know, so they work with a professional to do that. And if you're purchasing through an agency channel, there's really only two ways that you can purchase insurance. It's through the captive agency channel or through the independent agency channel. And the captive agency channel is that agent has one product company that they offer, and that's it. The independent agency channel has many different choices and options. It's pretty much working with all of the rest of the companies besides those captive carriers to be able to shop the market, provide you with the best combination of price and coverage. And there, you know, every independent agency has the ability to do this. You know, I think we do it the best in the industry just based on the technology investment that Goosehead's made. And then, you know, it's our ability to get out and talk to people and make relationships, like you said. It's 100% about that, but isn't every business.
And we're talking about homeowners insurance, car insurance, all your water sports, because everyone's finally, we got the green flag go to get out. I was kayaking for Mother's Day. I'm totally buying some kayaks. I'm in love with it.
Yes, good. Then we also do, you know, new construction, renovation, flip properties, vacancies, and it's some of the nuances people don't realize that they need coverage on when those situations change. Tenants, homeowners, dwelling rental properties. So everything related to the family.
And the other thing that I want to touch on before we move to the next kind of category of our subjects is I want to make sure people understand whether she's serving your personal family or your home needs, she also is a rock star referral partner. So if you're in the real estate space or the mortgage space, she goes above and beyond. Erin, I'd really like you kind of describe some of the workshops and programs, and we'll make sure that you guys have information in the description of this YouTube video, as well as this will be featured on LinkedIn as an article and on Facebook in the comments where you can find what her next big events are. So if you know someone that is in one of these industries, please share, because she does some amazing things for her referral partners. Can you describe some of the stuff that you have going on or coming up, or what's up?
Yeah, so we have plugged in really closely with the realtors and the lenders, obviously in the real estate industry. And it's because what they need, we are part of their natural process of doing business, right? You can't close on a home unless you have homeowners insurance when you're financing. And so we're part of that puzzle piece. You know, so I have always been somebody, as I've gone out and built businesses, how do I add value to you, your process, your people, your systems, and everything that you do? And one of the things I realized there was a need for, at least in the Annapolis area, was an opportunity to bring women in the real estate industry together specifically to network, learn best practices, and share from one another. It was similar to what we've done inside of the Dream Queen Association. When I started in Southern Maryland, I recognized the exact same thing. There was a need to bring women business owners together in the community to collaborate and do the same types of things. So we, for the real estate industry, we have an online Facebook group called Rockstar Real Estate Connect. And then we also have Rockstar Real Estate retreats that happen on an annual basis right now, with some meetups that will probably happen as soon as we, you know,
meetup, right?
More than 10 people.
So are you doing Zooms for that instead right now, or?
We have done some Zooms, yes. I'm feeling overwhelmed by Zooms.
Zoombies, that's what I would say. My posts are out there. We're all just Zoombies. I literally have been on, my daughter's been on a Zoom in the kitchen. I've been on a Zoom in here. My husband's been on a Zoom on the phone in his living room. And I've had a second Zoom running on my phone, and I'm participating literally in 2 meetings at a time. I feel like the Zoom queen. Like, that is multi-Zoom-tastic.
We are. I think if it's taught me anything, it's like how much I appreciate face-to-face contact.
Hugs. I miss hugging all my girls. Oh my gosh. Yes. So Rockstar workshops and things, look for those. She'll share all the links where you can find the calendar, the schedule, how to participate, refer your friends who are in the real estate business or mortgage, because they really get a lot of benefit out of the training and the speakers that are provided. Eventually, I'm sure I'll be a speaker at one of these amazing events. It's just bound to happen.
Definitely.
Been totally inviting myself. Now I've publicly done it live on YouTube, so no pressure, Erin, or anything. Okay, so one of the other things that makes Erin so amazingly profound, beyond her customer service, the value and care that she gives, the amazing business mind that she has, where she meticulously builds something with a foundation that's going to outlive herself and many others, I'm sure, is her love for the community and supporting the community. So beyond your business and Goosehead, besides your amazing husband and family and adorable rock star singer, daughter and dancer on TikTok, what makes your heart sing? I already know the answer, but I want you to tell everyone.
I grew up with an awesome mom and two amazing sisters. So there was this very safe, as I've been here home and reflecting, even because they're the only people that I've gone out to see. We grew up in a really safe, sacred environment that my mom helped to create as girls. And I don't think I ever recognized or realized the importance and the confidence that really gave me. And while I struggled a lot with confidence, middle and high school years while I was finding myself, as I got older, I realized the importance of being able to just have people that you can share your heart and soul with. And so what makes my heart and soul sing is, it's always, and it has been and always will be, seeing people succeed, seeing people follow their dreams, watching people overcome adversity, seeing the best in human beings. I think, I said this the other day on a conference call with the Dream Queen Association, but being able to inspire and encourage the next generation of women to become the very best that they can be as a woman, right? Not trying to do it any other way, but the way that God intended you to be. And so we created the Dream Queen Association. It was born out of a desire when I was 25 at the time, and I wanted other women to be in community with who were also business owners. So I grabbed 12 of my girlfriends who were in the business community together, and we started this Dream Queen Association. It wasn't even called that at the time, but the idea was that we would share about our businesses, we would talk about our successes, and then we put our biggest heart's desires out there. And in the process, we'd have guest speakers come in, or the women in the group that would share their expertise, because everybody had something of value to add to the group. And so we stuck with that format, and it's been 8 years now that's been happening. And that 12-person group grew into 1,200 women in 5 different chapters, 5 different counties, all led by amazing, incredible women now who, started looking for the same thing I did and have grown into leadership positions within the organization, which has been super cool. And part of that networking group was really the desire round, which reminded me of this desire that I had to work with teenage girls to help them become the very best versions of themselves. And so that, the Gals Lead Teen program was born with another woman sitting down with me over 9 months, us fleshing out this curriculum. And I spent a lot of money and time invested in myself from the time I was 20 years old until I was really about 30. Really doing, I was traveling to New York City. I would pay for anything I could get my hands on that taught me about success and wealth mindset and abundance and just how to be the very best version of myself. I devoured that kind of stuff from my 20s to my 30s. And it set the foundation for me for all the success that I had. We were a top 5% producer with the #1 insurance company in the country. We're currently a top 10 producing agency out of, with Goosehead, #1 in the Northeast zone. So, and sometimes I look at that stuff and to me, it's not that big of a deal because it's who I am. It's like a mindset. And so what I did when we created the curriculum for the teenage girls was really take all of the information that I had learned over those years and plug it into one place, because I had gone to dozens of places to find it all. So this is why the Gals Lead curriculum is a career and leadership development program for teenage girls that's focused on 4 pillars of success: know yourself, dream big, overcome obstacles, and take action, which anybody that's ever created huge success knows if you miss one of those, you'll stumble and fall at some point. So when you can understand that those 4 pieces are critical to your long-term success, and you understand really the depth behind each of those pillars, which is what we teach in the 9-month curriculum in our school programs, the world is your oyster. You can do anything that you want. The only thing that stops you from, I'll never forget, I was like 21 years old or somewhere around there, Jess, and somebody said, the only difference between you where you are financially and otherwise, and where where the person who was speaking on the stage as a multimillionaire is what you think, how you think, how you think. And I'm like, wow, okay. Do you mean if I think different, I can be different, I can show up different, I can have different results? And to me, that's where it all started, because I was an avid reader. I went to every conference I could go to. I listened to every mentor I could get my hands on. And I think not a lot of 20-year-olds that even I know now that did that. To me, it was just like, I wanted a different path than the one I had grown up in. You know, neither one of my parents went to college. You know, I, growing up, didn't feel like we ever had a lot of money, and we didn't have a lot for the luxury type things, you know, the brand name clothes, like all the status type things that you look at and go, that's what success is. You know, we didn't have that. And that's what I always wanted, because I thought that's what made success what it was. And come to find out, it's not at all what it is. It's just the outward appearance, right? But it was a journey and a process. And, you know, if through the Dream Queen Association, we can impart any part of that wisdom and knowledge to any of the women who come through the networking events and any of the girls that we have the opportunity to work with, the world will be a better place. And for me, that's what it's all about. You know, you would ask me to share this, and so I will. You know, when I was 18 years old, I was a senior in high school, got a phone call that a friend who went to the neighboring high school had passed away from meningitis. And it was shocking, right? You never expect to go to a funeral for a 18-year-old kid who's just passed away, and you ask all the questions, why, what happened, why is this happening? And then, you know, we were there, so I went off to college, and my freshman and my sophomore years of college, I had friends, each of those years had different friends die. One had a construction accident in the summer of our freshman year of college going into our sophomore year. And then the Thanksgiving of my sophomore year, all of our high school friends were home, and one of my friend's brothers was shot and killed at a party that we were at. Not anything, you know, it was almost a fluke accident, like nothing like that had ever happened before. But it changed me as a person. You know, when you have 3 back-to-back deaths over 3 years, and they were all young, all under 25 years old, and I was no more than 20, you know, looking back on it, I just started to ask questions that I think a lot of people don't ask until they're much older and have lived through similar experiences like that. But I started to ask, you know, what's the meaning of life? What's the purpose? Why are we all here? Like those big life questions that, you know, my husband didn't ask till he was in his 40s. You know, I'm asking in my early 20s. And so it just set me on this course this course that I never feel like I can take any day for granted. You know, like people always say, I should get a lot done in a day or a week or a month or a year. Yeah, because I never know when it's going to end. You know, it may not be like the clearest way of looking through it. And I've had to do some work on that piece, you know, like if tomorrow's the last day, are you good with what you've done, Erin? Yep. Thumbs up. Really good. You know, but it took me, really laying a strong foundation of what was most important to me in life and in business to be able to create the kind of things that we've been able to do. And I'm just grateful that I was 20 when I was able to do it. I think we've been able to impact, you know, a lot of people because I was that age, you know, where maybe a 40 or 50 or 60-year-old wouldn't have had the same impact or the same connection point. So it's been, you know, it's part of God's plan. That's what I always say, you know. I have no idea where the path takes me. I just know that I have stayed true to following the path that's in front of me.
So you had 2 choices when you face that great amount of loss. And that's one of the big things we all have to think about in life too, is we always have a choice in how we're going to respond to what is occurring. You had some great loss, some great sadness. You could have pulled back and said, you know, throw it all to the wind because I could be gone tomorrow. But instead you looked at the bigger picture and said, well, how can I make an impact so that in case I'm gone tomorrow, at least I've made some sort of impact. So you had a choice. And I just can't let us keep going without really outlining the impact that Dream Queen has had on me. So I was one of the beginning starters, and when we were just a small one little single location. How many chapters do we have now?
5.
And a virtual national or global one. It's global because I actually invited people out of Canada already. I'm making connections and interviewing people out of the UK and Australia, and I'm telling everybody I talk to, it's part of my meeting agenda. I tell about the Dream Queen when I have one-on-one meetings, or when I have this opportunity to talk with people all over the world. And so that small little group, what she didn't share was, this is a woman networking space, yes, and we are focused on helping each other's business, yes, but the first round when we get together is, you know, just that little 30-second commercial, and then the second round are celebrations, and then in being a part of this Dream Queen experience, I have grown and I have seen the growth of other women before my eyes go from the ability to, you know, speak, find their voice, and to learn to celebrate and not feel like, oh, that's bad and that's bragging. Who says, right? We have a whole, like, it's the whole mindset transformation, just being immersed and surrounded by successful, and I mean, in all realms of success. Like, there are very well-doing business owners and women and speakers and trainers and authors that are coming and flocking to this group because of the, I think, not just the transformation that takes from just finding your voice and knowing what your elevator speech is, and then, you know, being able to celebrate personally and professionally what's happening in our world as business owners, but the third piece, and, you know, of course, it's great to have the speakers and we all learn from them, but really the third most powerful piece is sharing our desires out loud. We write them down, we say them out loud, we put power behind it with the energy, with the entire group supporting you to put it out there. And, you know, and so it is. And let me just tell you, and so it is, because person after person after person has made these bold, outlandish, and we encourage you, that's the whole part of the pillars of the dreaming big, these big statements in the universe of what we desire for our lives, for how we're impacting, how we're showing up in the world, how our business is performing, everything from, you know, from top to bottom, A to Z, comes out in these meetings and desires. And then we show up and get back together and people go, you're not going to believe it. It happened. And we all are still just as shocked, even though it happens week after week, month after month. We're all still just as shocked.
So cool. I always say, I find it so amazing that sometimes the answer to what you've been looking for months is sitting inside of the head of another woman who's 3 seats away from you, because she's got a connection to somebody else. And then there it goes. And it's all like, it's already manifested there before it's ever even, and before the meeting's ever even ended. It's so cool to see.
Amazing. And so at this point, we have the chapters that are in person in Maryland, but they're virtual right now. And there's going to be a website link where you can find all of the dates and times to attend. But there is a genuine virtual one, which I have been asking for eons. And I'm so happy that it's finally here, because that is a global chance to spread and strengthen the women in business and in the world. And so that we can then, as this organization, brilliantly empower the youth that are going through these programs. So the program for Gals Lead, it was this weekend retreat, which I loved volunteering and being a part of. Some of the women in the organization choose to go through a leadership training that Erin and some of the board and the team members have designed. And I am in the leadership team. I am not working directly with the school yet, but I am very excited for a school near me to open so that I can try to become a part of that team play too. But working with these girls inside the either a lunchtime club or an after school club every week, getting soaked and going through all of this curriculum that she built. I mean, the knowing yourself, the dream big, the overcoming obstacles, the taking action, and then applying it to their lives is worked so well that we have people who've gone, young ladies who've gone through the program, have come back to speak, who are going off to college, who are talking about starting these chapters there. So the impact that is going to be happening, and the lives that are being touched, you know, from California to and beyond, because this is how far our Dream Queen arms are stretching to hug the world, are lives that are going to be so changed that Erin started the ripple with the pebble, and it's gone so far. And that is something I hope for my life, that everything that I'm doing for my family, my children, my community, I so look forward to not till I'm 110, let's be clear, but I so look forward to meeting those people in heaven to know somehow I did something good for someone and it made such an impact on them that it affected hundreds of people beyond that, that I won't ever get to meet until very much later, 110, just to be clear, right? But that, I think, is the whole, why are we here? What's the meaning of life? That is the power. We're here for each other, and we're here to impact so many more lives of people that, you know, like I said, we might never meet walking on this planet, right? And that is the power of Dream Queen and Gals Lead to me. And there was no way I was letting you off this interview without telling you that.
I love that, babe. It's so good. It's really a humbling experience to just have what originally started as a very selfish desire just to want to be connected with other people. You know, I don't know how selfish that is now looking back on it, given our current circumstances. I think we're made to be in community. You know, we're human beings are made to be connected with other human beings. And as a society, I think we lost a little bit of that. You know, social media came along and enhanced it. You know,
social closeness. I'm so over social distancing.
yeah, exactly. But
I need some social squeezing, some social closeness.
Don't ever let go.
Right.
Don't ever let go. I just think it's it's a humbling experience to see that a dream and a desire that you had creates the kind of impact that you just talked about.
Yeah. Well, and there are several amazing businesses and organizations. Again, you'll find them on the Dream Queen link. First, I want to take another quick second. There is another brilliant woman on this with us right now. Anne Marie Tolman is also, she is a registered nurse. She is a brain specialist. She is brilliant, and she knows so much about helping people get to their healthiest state as well, just like Deanna, so that we can be their best performers of ourselves, right? We can't show up in the community or help the world if we're not as healthy and strong as we can be. But I wanted to thank all of the supporters of the Dream Queen and the Gals Lead who give in so many different ways. And I just wanted to say thank you for the honor of being, like I said, there's a handful of companies that are giving part of their proceeds for any kind of sale that go. And we just launched my LinkedIn course. So if you know a high school student graduating or a college student or someone sadly who's recently been displaced out of work, because in February we were at 3%, now we're approaching 14% unemployment. So this LinkedIn Getting Started class is good for anyone you might know who really needs, because about 14 million jobs in April were posted on LinkedIn. 90% of the recruiters are using LinkedIn to hire. So if you're in that situation or you know someone, this is a great class for that. It's good for business owners who are looking for more customers or referral partners, and it's fantastic for nonprofits who are trying to get their message out, share their story, find philanthropists and volunteers. So not only do they get this great training, but on top of that, 40% goes right back to support these young girls to achieve this, the curriculum, and work with that. So I'd love for you to use their link. Right now, the class is $37. Normally, it's $137. So as the world heals for a few more months, my prices are going to stay reduced because I want everyone to have access who absolutely needs it. And I just love that some of the money is going to amazing causes like yours. So thank you, Erin, so much for that, for letting me.
We're grateful for affiliates like you who have plugged in and can do that. Yeah, it's great.
And let's list the rest of them. There is Amazon Smile.
Yep, Amazon Smile. We've got doTERRA Wellness, health and wellness. We have
Arbonne.
I'm missing.
Yeah, I don't have them all in my head. I didn't.
/shop. That's where they are.
That's right. We're gonna send you the link for the shop for all of them. I was trying to do the really shameless, not just my plug, but plug everyone. But I made an effort. You saw me try. Thank you, Deanna. Deanna writes my class is amazing. Isn't that nice? She's so sweet. I have to mail her presents. I did not pay her to say that, everyone. Just saying. So before we move on, so I did want to just really thank you for sharing. Is there any other things that are coming up? I actually, you're working on something big.
Yeah, we are. You know, we're in the process of really taking the 20,000-foot view approach to the Dream Queen Association, because all of our programs have been southern regional based in Maryland, Anne Arundel, St. Mary's, Calvert, Charles, and Prince George's County. And we intend to keep our fundraising efforts local, focused in that area.
Well, mine's global, sorry.
Yeah, well, the reality is, right, that moving to the global space required us to innovate a little bit on how we were delivering training and how we were delivering the certified curriculum. And then, so we're thinking through right now all of those options. Right now, we are in the process of developing our online online LMS, learning management system online, for our facilitator program, so that as women you know, are interested in launching or coaching other women or girls through our curriculum, they have the certification process available. So that's coming fall of this year, will be released along with the book that I'm writing, which is partially personal story, and it's also incorporates a lot of the tools and resources from the foundation. But the essence of that book is about heart-centered leadership, which is everything that we do in the Dream Queen Association, is teaching anyone who wants to be a leader how to lead from the heart, and do it with love and joy and authenticity. And you know, I firmly believe that when we look in all realms of leadership, if there were more people showing up in a heart-centered way, we would be changing the world in a much more fast-paced way, without people, you know, without casualties along the way. You know, so you know, my vision is that the Dream Queen Association and the message and what we're teaching expands around the country, you know, around the globe. So be it, would be amazing. It would just, you know, make my heart sing.
Around the globe, and so it shall be. Like, that is what I say. And so it is. I like it, so it is, so much better, because it's now.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit all about the now.
And so it is, exactly.
So it is.
So it is. So
all of those live on YouTube. That's as global as you get, baby. Well, I've had so much fun, and my heart is warmed. I cannot wait to embrace Anne-Marie and Deanna again, for being our live buddies, and for everyone watching the replay. Thank you for hanging with us through the whole story. This is such Erin is such a beautiful person, and the whole story of your journey, I feel like, is such a gift. So I really, please like, share, and comment. Take action, show your love. Don't just tell us you love us. Show us, subscribe, like, share, comment, push this out there, because this could really help someone's child, a mom, a business owner, really find their tribe and connect in. We didn't even mention the amazing Beverly Brown, the whole board. You know, Beth, the whole board is so amazing. But Beverly organizes an annual travel event, and we're hoping that the world opens up again, because that has been an amazing experience for the women in this organization too. And I'm slated, one of these days I'm going. Now that you've opened it up to the men, I got to bring my husband with me.
It's fun bringing the
bags, right? When I go on a trip, my man's got to be there. He's got all kinds of, I like being with him on vacation. He's very useful and not too bad to look at. I tell him he's my arm candy. So thank you for being with us. Thank you, Deanna and Anne-Marie. Thank you for everyone watching. Before we do say goodbye officially, can you share with us one last thing? So a quote, a book, something you do in your life, something that's kind of really helped transform you and keep you on that success path as you've gone. Because you've done all these studying, you've researched all the greats. We want to hear, what's the nugget? What do you love? What has impacted you?
So I'll share this. So I think what has been the most helpful for me is really being able to ask questions and then quiet myself so that I can hear the answers. And I shared this in the last Dream Queen Association meeting that we had, but I was having a struggle, like often is happening while we're in quarantine with other people in very close proximity to us, right? And I asked, you know, for support. I needed some support on how to look at this a little differently. And so I'm going to share this quote with you. It's one of my favorites right now. And it's Mother Teresa's quote, "Do it anyway." So people are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends, and some true enemies succeed anyway. If you're honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. If the good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the world the best you've got anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway.
Oh, I love that.
Love that. It's just such a...
Oh, please make sure you include that in an email to me so I can copy and paste it and put it all the places so everyone will have that. That is lovely. Well, thank you again for your time today.
You're welcome.
And I can't wait till we can hug and see each other again soon.
I know.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. And until the next Profound Professional interview, take care, be safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Erin. Bye, everybody. Like, share, and comment. Thanks. Bye.